We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
I'm back. That still has a nice beat to it. Still seated twerking to bounce. New year, and that song still has a vibe in 2025. Also, it's time for a new intro. I am in with a podcast change. I added the F.A.A.F.O to it, but I'm back with the same formula that has allowed me to be successful in the past. I've set realistic intention. I plan on being present and following through, but I still intend to remain petty and hold grudges. Not all intentions need to be positive. Also, I will be unengaged and unbothered by people and things in my life that do not serve me. That means parasitic people, unsolicited judgments, biased newspapers, and mainstream banks. I will not apologize for maintaining my mental peace. Happy and unbothered and at peace because I'm at unbothered. All day, every day, being unbothered is my way. Join me. In spite of the absurdity that seems to be dictating the lack of leadership that has plagued us for the last few years, I'm hoping that we are able to continue in this age of prosperity as we carve out our niche and are allowed to continue to create, and the creation is economic prosperity. I hope that others will respect a community that is about enlightenment, that's about peace and the greater good, but we're still about our bag. Life is way too short, and some people can mistake your kindness for weakness. It is still and will always be okay to know your purpose and go after it. Whether it's finding your niche within a job that actually pays well and continue to operate with excellence, but never get it twisted. If you're good at something, you always have to keep a small amount of hood and a small amount of pettiness to get through it all. Pettylujah. My apologies to Henry Mancini, but a riff on the Pink Panther theme is in alignment with a podcast segment dedicated to a fictional PI and all about true crime, or fictional crime in this case. Don't you think? So, in this part of the episode, I plan on talking about the AfroDruids theory. Yes, I'm still all about my money. I'm all about promoting my own cryptocurrency. I'm all about blockchain on the Ethereum network, technically, and sharing with the public my experience, the why of it all. And what is an Afro Druid or Afro punk? Are we one and the same? Probably. We are a collective of weirdos and just people that are about our money. We have a very low tolerance for willful obtuseness. You can't ride with us if you don't think increasing your knowledge, new experiences is not what interests you. I plan on spending the next weeks developing more advertisement about the AfroDruids drop, figuring out how to get a bot to pick it up and make it go viral, doing what I can to help it to go viral by just getting the word out there about the collective and about the coin behind the collective. We understand that life is about change. Most of your experiences can change you, hopefully for the better. If you're okay with never leaving the confines of your community or your county without experiencing other and different people, other places, other foods, you can't roll with us. This community is probably not a good fit for you as a community. If you also find that you're okay with being a thief and breaking the law, can't roll with us either. The bottom line is we seek peace. We look at peace as simply enjoying our lives, whether it be swimming and listening to music, creating our own personalized videos, whether it's writing a book, writing a screenplay, creating our own art. When we can do these things undisturbed, that's what we strive for. But ultimately, peace is the prize. We don't like drama because drama disturbs our peace, and we're not able to do those things or create beauty. You cannot be one with the earth and with nature if you're actively doing things to destroy the earth and nature. You can't roll with us. Either adjust or get the hell out of our way. We can't support extremes of political beliefs because that creates chaos and it disturbs peace. But we respect other opinions as long as those opinions are not aligned with white supremacy, fascism, and we believe sovereign citizens. All of y'all are just stupid. And we cannot tolerate stupidity, racist doctrine, or any of those things. They're all stupid and destructive to the collective progress of society. We also side-eye communism and socialism because you can still have those beliefs about the collective good and social progress, but when it's repressive and when you repress other ideas and other people because they don't believe in your belief, you got to get out of my face with that mess too. I've been a registered Democrat for years. I was proud to vote for Bill Clinton. I believe in the fiscal responsibility touted by the libertarians, but I don't believe they have a reliable and a constructive plan for progress of society as a whole, nor some type of cohesive plan that will benefit society's advance. I only voted for one Republican, G.W. Jr., but I cannot believe in what that party stands for and those beliefs. Honest Abe, if he had been honest, he wouldn't have looked like an old man by the time he was capped. Honest Abe believed in the fundamental wrongness of slavery, but he could never think that black men and women, or women in general, were equal to him as a white man. But he had to balance the depravity of slavery, knowing it was wrong, and about what it truly meant to be free in this country. He never found that balance. The Grand Old Party is the Grand Old Party of racism, in my opinion. Probably even more because for a while, the Democrats from the South were staunch racist slaveholders. But I think what that party has become and what it has stand for, even though sometimes it gets in the way of its own progress and society's progress, I can rock with that until somebody else comes up with something that makes sense. I will always be in the middle. I will not lend myself to chaos. We do, as a collective, have ideas and theories that I'm hopeful that will continue to propel society forward. That's what Afro-Druidism is all about. We are about creating beauty, living in alliance with our environment without having to do what it takes to tear it down. That's why I hope that we are all looking for renewable ways of energy to actually mine cryptocurrency, looking for efficiency. If we could find a way to utilize the great power that is held with nuclear reactors, we can actually find a way without destroying our environment. We got to live here as long as we can. We got to make it so that if we wanted to really explore the heavens, because I believe truly out there, that's where we can gain more knowledge and learn even more. I don't think we should be restricted to Earth. And it's weird to talk about that, but you got to be cool with that. Because the experience of being able to leave this Earth to explore more only increases knowledge. And there's so much more to learn, and we find that dope. We have a healthy respect for the law and may know it better than most lawyers. And in fact, I'm hopeful that we will attract others that actually do practice the law. Paralegals, former law officers, or even local policemen, security officers, investigators from the state. But we will not use the law to subvert it, to hold another group down. We use it to protect our own interests, our property, ourselves. We don't believe that Christianity or whatever God that you believe in makes you above the law, and the law should not be used to enforce those beliefs. You can't believe that we don't believe we're judge, jury, and executioner. That's not our role. That's not our stick. And we don't believe religion should be held and do it as such. As a society of collaborators, we use constructive criticism and we take in, as a collective, to core others that want the community to succeed successfully. Things move fast. Phony politeness has no place in this community. You gain respect if you still are about that life and do what you can and are good at what you do to make the collective stronger. We take each new day as a new opportunity to grow, to learn, to be successful. Every day is not a Groundhog Days of stupidity. You can't be a part of this community or successful in its community if you are willing to be willfully stupid. If you're not offering anything to the community's financial success, you will be asked to leave. And we'll find out about you because people talk. They talk off the record and they don't really care. We are about what makes the community expand and what makes society expand. And we can't be about people that get all up in their feelings and actually have such low self-esteem that they can't take any type of critique. We want people that want to expand, that they look at critiques as a way to only get better, because there'd be nobody to whine to. We don't tolerate whining because whining is also not productive, and it also holds our back. And we can't walk around on eggshells because you get your feelings hurt. Yeah, you You have to really be about that life to be able to roll with us. We're not necessarily mean, but it may come off as impolite or rude. All we're trying to do is basically be successful. We don't have time to Monte Carlo anybody. We said what we said, and that has to be about it. As a community, you can't mind working hard. Sometimes the hours will be weird according to the drops and the gas and all of the changes that happen in real time with cryptocurrency. We can go get it. We don't mind having a steady paid income, but we will not do what makes us keep we will not continue to do what keeps us up at night, because we're forced to work around people that are willfully stupid and that are lazy, but that yet they expect to continue to get paid. Just surviving is no longer an option. This is all about thriving. This is not a revolution, it's an evolution to a financial, successful community of like-minded individuals. And you basically can drop me a line to ask more about what it takes to become part of this solution. You can navigate to the cryptocurrency sale page that is also in the episode notes to also find out more. I'm actually looking forward to speaking with you, and I hope y'all have a great, successful day. Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. So take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. I can go anywhere. Friends to know and ways to grow, a temporal rainbow. I can be anything. So take a look, it's in a book, a tenfold rainbow. A tenfold rainbow. A tenfold rainbow. I have completed the parable of the talents, and I'm almost actually sad it ended. It's been a while since I've actually had a book that I actually was yelling at the book, y'all. But there were many reasons for me to yell at this book. I had a difficult understanding how, even though she was doing good things and she basically was truthful in everything that she said, how Lauren Olamina's daughter and Mark, both of them really not living their truth. It just seemed like they still could not wrap their mind around how Earthseed and that belief wasn't contrary or wasn't blasphemy to Christianity. It was a supplement to Christianity. How successful in the end it was, how she greatly suffered, and he still, Mark, her brother, still felt justified in truly stealing Lauren away from her. Because towards the end of the book, he admitted to Larkin, who goes by whatever that Veer, that he found her when she was 1 or 2 years old, contrary to what he told Lauren when she followed him to Portland, because he leaves, and it wasn't clear in the book, because I think he may have ratted them out, the crusade. He ratted Earthseed out to the Crusaders, who were the henchmen, the crazy henchmen of Jared, the right-wing, sadistic president of the United States, who actually also was a felon. And he used his maggots to actually bully his way in America, what was left of it, into submission. But I digress. How can you still be so right or feel that you were so right? Think that Earthsea was a perversion of Christianity and still feel justified. And because you got your leadership, and was it so much that you had to get her back for being everything different than the bull crap of Christian America, and you had to get her back for proving you wrong? That to me was the ultimate betrayal. And that's why, even though she lived to her 80s, she never spoke to him again and never forgave him. The book is dope. There's so many truths in it, so many things that the end of the book I'm actually going to use as a basis of an AI generated clip to promote my AfroDruids coin. But it's, you get your muse, you get what inspires you from a lot of sources. And I got so many things from this book. But I was weirded out the more I read the book, and I just couldn't turn it down. It's like when you can't really turn away from an accident on the interstate. That's how I viewed this book. I talk about how the America that is in this book, this dystopian America, is not really too much farther away from what the times that we're living in now. How you have a president who wants to make America great again and a whole crew of volunteer henchmen to do his dirty work in a bid to make America great again. But it's all being done is scare people into submission and rip the country apart again and be divisive. You got to watch out for people that use the shield of Christianity to do shenanigans, all for their greater good, but it does is camouflage destruction, and the very thing that they're saying to protect and what they use in their rhetoric is only for them to gain power and not really to build or strengthen anything. And all of this written about in the 90s, but it's applicable now, literally in 2025. Yes, I do believe we are living in a version of the pox, and we still have time to right this before it gets so out of hand. There's still hope in all of these shenanigans. I think that's why Octavia Butler was able to write like this, because she was a hermit. She wasn't married, didn't have any relationships that she had to hide, and she didn't have any children to distract her. She could get into the details and write a world with this much detail, utilize what was just at the cutting edge, things like genetic research and CRISPR, etc., to be able to interweave these types of story, and they're absolutely brilliant. The Crusaders themselves, this splinter group, they drag around in maggots that sound an awful lot like those stupid Cybertrucks. And then he disavows any association with them. He just keeps lying, knowing he was the one that set this stuff off, again, to consolidate his own power. He, meaning Mark, said that he was able to basically separate the carnage and it's like he had selective memory about Christian America, because as long as it suited his purpose to make him a great man, and he literally burned to death, was a prostitute slave. His own sister paid dearly for it, but he still was able to still become a high up preacher in that church, even though he knew exactly what they did, from the abductions to the witch burnings, to the confiscation, illegal confiscation of property. He saw and knew it was all true. And it happened to his own sister, but it didn't matter as long as he got for what he wanted. That's why I honestly believe you can't save everybody and you can't take everybody with you, even if they are your blood. And that's why I find this book itself to be such a truth. And you can reread it because you have to.
See, I'll carry Chicago with me. I'm done. This country will be ready for the coming century.
You absolutely have to reread it and take notes, because you could actually miss something, because you can get, oh, I'm sorry, there's a big long pause, I'm gonna have to cut that out, but you literally can miss or miss your blessing, or actually miss your purpose by trying to save everybody. And it's okay. That's why you have to reread the book as much as possible, gain as many truths as possible, and without distraction, and basically process it and allow those things.
Oh, Marion, dear, how perfectly lovely.
To basically
A real stunner.
It's all Mrs. Russell's work.
allow you to become that person
Stood still while they made it fit.
that you're meant to be. Finding your purpose, increasing your community, because that is the bottom line about existence. And you can actually adopt or integrate some of the things that you read in this book and still be a professed born-again Christian, and also support your belief in God and in your faith. These types of things only increase your faith, and I wish people would absolutely begin to notice that it's not blasphemy to have different beliefs or being able. That's actually what it means to be an adult, being able to take what you have learned, processing it and integrating into your belief system. I tell myself that all the time. I learned how to learn as I was in medical school. I learned how to process and apply information in different situations in medical school and in my training and my residency. That's what smart people and people with some sense absolutely do. You just don't take one thing and unlearn it. You have to be able to adapt. That is what becoming a responsible, thinking, sentient adult means. And that's the only way that society itself is going to
So we're just going to ride it out? That's right.
evolve. Parable of the Talents is about evolution. It's not about supplanting. It's not about destroying. It is about taking who we are and what we are now and evolving. We're a messy bunch, the shady bunch, the shady bunch. I hope for checks is worth being part of the shady bunch. Well, evidently, none of us saw pre-suicide alleged of Jeffrey Epstein the pictures of the felon in charge hanging out, being good friends with known pedophiles and rapists, etc. But we're being told, and again, they're playing in our face, that we didn't see with our own eyes what our eyes saw. Didn't exist. The list we knew existed for 20 some odd years didn't exist. Ghislaine whatever her last name is not in jail for multiple counts of grooming and accessory in the same jail as Diddy. She didn't do all those things, and they had no contact. Okay, sir. Okay. We believe that not. And why? Just because Donnie Fat Hands says it's not true doesn't necessarily make it true. I'm glad that people are. I hope there are more people like me that are not believing this liar, this criminal, when he says the opposite of what we know actually to be facts. I always deal in facts, and you can't tell me what my eyes saw, my eyes didn't see, because that's crazy. I'm not into wanting such a better fantasy or wanting such a different alternate reality. I'm willing to believe a lie. Just not. Now, with that said, the rest of reality TV, I'm actually having some confusion on. As I said last week, I'm not going to be able, even though I think her story is compelling, I'm not going to be able to tolerate an entire season of Real Housewives of OC with Emily screaming the entire time. I know this may be her 7th season, but it seems like she's had some significant challenges with the new diagnosis of her son. And I'm glad she and her husband are dealing with it, and they're dealing with it in front of the camera, but I'm not so sure I can watch her scream and accuse the other ladies of not being supportive when how can you be supportive in something so traumatic? And when these women are so vapid and shallow, and yeah, they just want to make sure that nobody sees them eating on camera. So why isn't anybody mentioning how hectic Heather Dubrow looks? Is it body shaming if you realize that she looks very unhealthy and skinny? I don't know. And I'm not so sure why that no moving face girl from 12 seasons ago is back. I don't get it. Katie is getting on my nerves, though. She's not bringing anything. And if she were to lean consistently into her villainhood, she would just admit this shit and keep it pushing. She had a potential to be another Tamara as Tamara gets her life together, but she can't stand on her truth. She ain't got the balls for that, really. What else? I don't understand Real Housewives of Miami. I don't understand. I was with Gertie when she was attacked by Julia. That doesn't negate the fact that she's still annoying. I don't like Larsa Pippen. I don't like that overfilled lip Lisa. I'm having a hard time rooting for any of these hoes because they all are vapid. And I don't understand why Lisa keeps doing the fillers when they had, as an example, Maricel's mother and her botched cosmetic surgery. That, to me, is crazy. It is absolutely crazy watching this woman continue to show up underweight and over-filled lips. She got them duck lips, and I wish Andy would actually have the balls and ask her like he did Kim Zolciak, oh, so what's the end game on the lips? I just don't know. And she's getting on my nerves a little bit. Maybe he didn't, she would always claim bullying and he wasn't going to say anything where her boyfriend sitting in the front row of what's happening live looking like a thug. I just don't know. And I'm wondering, I'm hopeful in the background, the noise canceling quality of the recording, you can't hear that I'm actually listening to or watching Gilded Age. And I have it hooked up to my Cowboys speaker, but I digress. I am kind of enjoying And just like that, I'm trying to wonder, how did Carrie, the character Carrie, go from writing a gossip article to chirpy pieces in Vogue to she wrote several books, but is this trying to follow Candace Bushnell's life? Now she's writing about the Gilded Age and living in a Gramercy Park brownstone, and now she's becoming a truly serious writer. And can we believe this crap? Yeah, I don't know. It seems a bit off script, but maybe it's following closer to Candy Bushnell's story than I actually thought. It's so funny that the other characters, or Miranda in particular, actually she's living her best gay life, but she's also into like what is the equivalent of Love Island, and she's not following what I'm watching now, Gilded Age. You know what I mean? And it's so funny that even though she's not following Gilded Age, which would be a better match because they're in New York, I mean, maybe it's right too much on the nose, but Carrie is writing a book that is closely resembling Gilded Age. And maybe that she's setting us up with it's going to be turned into a limited series or some type of movie similar to Gilded Age. I think it's brilliant now that I think about it, that she is writing the story that is a story that is going to set her up for, and if you think about it, for at least a follow-up movie or the next 2 seasons, where they're going to be able to shoot and talk about the development of that and keep all of them paid. That's cool. If they do it right, and if they don't somehow lose their way in the development of the script, I think that's brilliant. How can you basically write into the story a storyline that can actually write the next couple of seasons? But I have to look it up. I don't know if there's still, HBO is still doing a season by season, or has it been green lit for another 2 seasons. I'll do some research and I'll follow up. I'll have to follow that up. But I think it's absolutely brilliant. Oh, another thing. I'm going to have to rewatch it because I thought it was so stupid. Love and Marriage Huntsville actually came back on the Oprah Network yesterday, Saturday, July 19th. I could truly say there was nothing completely revealing. Again, I'm not going to be able to listen to Miss Nell screech and yell. But Destiny is intriguing. I thought her and Lance, Miss Nell's son, made a good couple. But then he must have had a slip up or a slip off of a condom, because he had a secret baby on Destiny. The men, unlike the other housewife shows, drama-filled, take her center stage, messy. And they're not fascinated because I really don't care about them. But this is probably one of the first reality show, unlike what what's his name? Joe, not Goodice, because he actually got deported. Teresa Goodice's brother. He wanted and needed to be a house husband. And now this show actually does have focus in on the men. Toxic, but they're just like the women of it's just like the reverse of Real Housewives franchise, but they're all black men. And I think they're all phony and messy and got their own stuff going on. I guess that's reality TV for you. Capitalize on it and get your bag. But I don't know if I'm going to be willing to listen to Martell lie and Marceau be a bully. But I'm also intrigued by Kimmy. I find her interesting. I'm not going to be able to listen to Miss Wanda, Marceau's mother-in-law, go to battle with him when her own daughter won't stand up for herself. And I don't find her as interesting, but the Azembics seem to have worked. It's just a lot of nonsense. But pound for pound, I'm absolutely intrigued by how a show can legit write in a storyline that can feed upon itself and guaranteed it another 20 episodes. That's dope to me. That is dope. And if they keep it going and keep it interesting, everybody can eat. So I was right, and I called it. And just like that has been greenlit for one more season. No, I don't know if Carrie is going to finish her book and if the next season is going to be around the adaptation of the book into a miniseries or into another movie or the basis of another Sex and the City movie, because that would be kind of dope too. But it makes sense, and it's genius that the writers and the production team of Just Like That basically is creating a product that makes sure the entire cast will eat at least for another season if they play it right, for another couple of seasons, or another season and a whole movie. How dope is that? I think it's dope and genius. You can take the girl out of the hood, but you can't take hood music out the girl. But I'm going to end this with a word, just as I started this podcast. Do or do not do. There is no try. And that's a word from Yoda. I hope I have conveyed just how much fun I have had in creating this podcast. I've got my mojo back. Just set your intention or reset your intention. It could be daily if necessary. Mine is peace. No mental dumping over here. If I'm acting like I'm not listening, I'm probably not. I'm not your therapist. I'm not a therapist. Keep the crazy to yourself, child. You do you and leave me be. The sooner you figure that ish out, the happy you will be. So this is what I want to convey in this podcast. And that wraps another of F.A.A.F.O has a fro. Join me next time as I throw shade and point out the shade and simply have fun. Y'all have a great new year. What, y'all? What?